You're listening to Cards to the Moon, a podcast about trading cards from both a collector and investor perspective. We hope you'll stick around for the ride as we take a deep dive into the state of the hobby, share some hot takes, hopefully some useful advice, and fun stories along the way. Hey guys, welcome back to Cards to the Moon. This is episode 353, and my name is Clark from 5cardguys.com. You can also find me at 5cardguys on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook. Co-hosting with me today is our good hobby friend, Darrell Chan, aka DC. I feel like it's been a while since he was last on, but I know it hasn't been too long ago that he's returned from the West Coast because he did attend the West Coast card show. So we'll ask him about that later on in the show. But DC, welcome back to the pod.
Oh, thanks for having me. I love being here. It doesn't feel like that long that I was away, but I mean, I feel like I travel every month. So
that's true.
Just kind of like I'm visiting here. That's the ongoing joke right now. Toronto is my number one visited place, I guess.
You're visiting your hometown where you just happen to live, technically speaking.
Yeah.
All good. No, I mean, you know, since we last recorded, we recorded last when we did our break together with our group of friends. I feel like that was the last time we recorded something official. But here we are, and always glad to have you back. So yeah, let's get right into it. Off the top, I'm guessing you saw all the social media posts wherever you're traveling to, DC. You're still on social media, and I'm sure you saw that Kevin O'Leary, he was wearing something really special at the SAG Actor Awards show this past week. For those who haven't seen it or know what I'm talking about, he was wearing his Kobe MJ Dual Logoman autograph card that he bought for just under $13 million, and it was surrounded by 2.2 pounds of Tiffany white gold and framed by 100 carats of Tiffany diamonds. And I don't know if you heard, he claims the card is now worth $20 million. I'm not sure where he's getting the valuation, but it keeps on going up and up every time you interview him. And so DC, I want to get your thoughts on this like bling necklace, you know, which is obviously he's ripping off Logan Paul's diamond necklace that he had for his formerly he owned Pikachu Illustrator card that, you know, just sold for $16.5 million, chump change. But yeah, do you think this is going to be like a fashion trend for high-end collectors? What do you think?
First of all, does that 20 million valuation, does that include that heavy
diamonds
garbage that he has
garbage
around the I don't know, man. I mean, like, just because it costs a lot of money doesn't mean it's nice.
That's true.
I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but you know, it's like gaudy.
Yeah.
Like when you see it, and I think the thing on top of that is because Kevin O'Leary is older. It's like recapturing youth. Like I don't know what the goal of that was. I mean, it just didn't look right. Like if you're a wrestler, like you're walking into the ring and you have something like that, like that's part of like maybe an accessory, but a grown man wearing a suit and having that around the neck, I think is a lot of much.
So you're not a big fan. You know what bugs me? It's horizontal. I mean,
that's the reason. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah.
Right? Come on. That's no, but I hear you. That's just because it's expensive. That's a great point. It doesn't mean it's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, becoming a trend, I mean, I can see a bunch of memes. That would be the trend.
Sure.
But I'm not sure if that's going to catch on. I mean, actually, the first time I saw it, I was reminded of, you know, when you go to Raptors or Leaf games, they have those big chains that they put around their neck, like the blue or gold. I was like, it's one of those.
Yeah, right.
Basically, with a slab at the bottom. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Too much.
No, I think so too. But you know what? That made me think though. Do you think there's a world where you start seeing collectors show off their nice cards in some kind of wearable fashion, not diamond studded necklaces or anything like that? And the reason why I ask, I was kind of talking to you about it off air. You know, Will, Roy, and I, we ripped our Labubu, Top Scrum Labubu cards, the worst ROI in the history of rips. Right? So it was good for content for me, anyways. But in the box, there was these like keychains that wrap around like a MagSafe. so you could put your refractor hit in the MagSafe and then wear it as almost like a keychain accessory. So they're trying to be creative. But do you see a world where as the hobby grows, this might become a thing where you just show it off differently?
I've seen people show off in different ways. I'd
Mm,
say specifically with the Labubu stuff is like they already had a working product that was selling very well with people just using the actual Labubus as like hanging on the bags, and they also
right.
had a keychain product. So I can see how they integrated that with the whole card thing. Um,
Mm,
I've seen recently there's people putting slabs like as like a phone case almost.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I mean, I can see
Right.
something like that happening. People trying to do it, but if you're gonna advertise like a super high end card, like I feel like that is just drawing attention for you to get mugged. Like you know what I mean? Like you're at the show, you're walking with this
Right.
ring, and it's like a I don't know, like a Jordan PSA 10. Actually, it's not even shiny. It's got to be something shiny to actually reflect
Mm.
all that stuff, unless like the diamonds around it are so blinding. But you, I don't even think people care about the card. They just see the jewels, and maybe they're gonna mug you on the way out of the place, or you get followed. You get
Right.
followed back to your house or wherever you're going.
Mm.
But I think
Yeah.
it's just a thing. Like it's like going on vacation. And I joked about this because when I was on vacation with my brother, this was like 10 years ago, and we
Hmm.
were in Thailand.
Hmm.
And my brother, if you know him, you don't know him, but if you know him, he's a kind of guy, like kind of a flashy kind of guy. I'm like,
Okay.
do not bring like these gold chains and
Yeah.
like blinged out jewelry so that you just attract people to want to come, you know,
Right.
steal from us or follow us to whatever. This
Yeah.
is the same thing, but with cards. Not only are you going to lose the jewels, you're also going to lose whatever card is in there.
Yeah, that's a double whammy, right? So
Yeah.
the only thing I would say is I've seen weirder things happen. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
so will it be completely shocking or surprising? I mean, the fact that we've already seen Logan Paul and Kevin O'Leary wearing diamond studded necklaces, we're already in that weird territory where anything could happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have seen this is the kind of hobby where anything can catch fire at any time, and then
That's
people will
true.
just copy it, regardless if they thought through about it, first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I thought it was a fun way to open up the discussion, but we got some more serious things to talk about. All right, so let's move on to hobby headlines. All right, I teased this earlier in the episode. DC, you just got back from the West Coast Card Show. Anytime you go to a card show, I always love having you on because you could tell us what it was like this time around. And remind us, how many times have you gone to the West Coast Card Show now, even when it was called Burbank? I'm not sure if you went those times as well. And for people that have never been there, what would you say makes that show unique compared to all the other big shows?
Okay, so this would be my third West Coast Card Show.
Hmm.
So what happens is they have multiple shows in the year.
Right.
So the first one is in Ontario, California, which is about 45 minutes out of LA.
Okay.
So that's the one that usually happens in February.
Yep.
And then, so the first one I went to was last year in February when I first started going to more US shows. And then the second one is the one in Anaheim, which is, I guess, I feel it's a little bit bigger. Um, but this one that we just went to was just for sports. So they kind of separated.
Oh, really?
The one in Anaheim is sports
Both?
and TCG, and
Okay.
actually they have another show coming up which is just TCG, and then the
Interesting.
one in Anaheim will be the TCG and sports together.
Okay.
So I guess there's going to be three this year,
Wow.
and but I mean, Martin and Steph were just going to go to the sports and TCG one. This was actually pretty good for Steph because even though this was a predominantly sports one, I guess they allowed certain vendors, if the majority was sports that had TCG, could still do it. So she did like really well because she had some of the nicer stuff, and when we're together, it's just kind of like we have a nice variety.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys shared a table.
Well, we had how many tables? I mean, we all had a table each because we all had
Okay.
3 or 4 showcases. So, um,
Nice.
but we always traveled together. So me, Martin, Steph, and Eli. So
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's met all of you guys at the national. So that's cool. So it's your third time. What do you like about this show in particular compared to other shows? Is there anything specific?
um, I would say, well, the city is really good. There's a lot of stuff to do outside of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. Um, Specifically, I mean, this time around, I mean, okay, then let me break it down from the first show that I went. The first show I
Yep.
went to in Ontario last year in February, that was like my first exposure to set up in a US bigger show.
Yep.
And right away, it was very, very different than, in Toronto. Seeing
In what
a
way?
lot of sports stuff. Just the sheer amount of people walking in was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we liked it because the trade nights it's something very, very different.
How
Um,
so?
well, there's organized trade nights first of all.
Okay.
At the West Coast Car Show, it's Veriswap that organizes
Mm.
trade nights after the actual show
Show.
closes,
Yeah.
and then the first night they had it in the upstairs portion of the venue,
Okay.
which is good. And then the second night they did it in the hotel. They organized in the hotel inside like a conference room, and
Mm.
it's actually crazy because selling cards and trading cards during the show and trade night is very, very different. Um,
Oh yeah.
I mean, we still kind of set up because we get, I guess we get a little preferential treatment where we actually in the trade nights they allocate us tables, and I guess that's just our relationship with
Okay.
the guys at Veriswap and stuff like that, right? So we can set up our own stuff. Obviously, they're not actual showcases; like we just put them on tables,
Yeah.
so we don't put all the cards out. But what I would say is the cards that were being transacted, whether it was trade, buy, or sell,
Mm-hmm.
during the show is much different than what happens at trade night. Like the stuff that
Okay.
people didn't even look at the show, people were wanting to pick up during trade night. And I think part of the thing is
Mm.
it's because there's so many vendors during the show that sometimes if you're not placed in the right spot or like right in the beginning, or close to an entrance or something like that,
Right.
you might not be able to get the same eyes because and I'm guilty of this too. Is when I go to a show,
Mm-hmm.
if I can't immediately see the showcase because it's too busy or stuff like that, then I might walk away, go to the next one, and then forget to come back to
Right.
the same one. So you might miss something, even though there's good stuff in there. Um,
Right.
Specifically, the placement for where we were at this show, we we selected booths that were closer to Beckett because we were thinking, okay, say we get some raw stuff or we want to get graded right away. We want to be close there because the first time we were set up, we were like at the opposite end of where they were. So just taking the time to walk to the other side was, kind of time consuming and stuff like that.
Sure.
But after the takeover, Beckett was still set up, but they didn't do on site grading.
Oh.
So that kind of changed the dynamic of where we were and affected us a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, we still did really, really well, just like I said, different type of stuff.
Okay.
Um, and I thought that was actually really good. So you think you're so tired after spending the whole day at the
Right.
show, but there's like another like adrenaline. There's like another gear that kicks in when you get
Yeah.
the trade night. And literally, we would stay at trade night for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then we would go out, have dinner, and then chill
Mm.
for the rest of the night. But
Yeah.
I think the trade nights just are amazing, and it's very similar to the national. Maybe it's a
Okay.
U.S. thing, but we really, really enjoyed the trade nights. There were some crazy things coming.
Wow. So yeah, it's almost sounds like it's almost like a well, I've been to a national for the first time with you guys last year, and it's almost like another show altogether,
Oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah,
So
it's a
that's
totally
that's
different
what it
show
felt
because
like.
people that don't set up,
Yeah.
you get to all of a sudden see their stuff. Um,
Right. Right. Right.
where maybe because they end up quote unquote setting up at a table, if you
Yeah.
get to walk around and take a look at stuff. But for us, most of the time, we will actually just set up because we have that small advantage. And
Yeah.
then if we're set up like right at the front, people have to come to the entrance. They automatically see us first. And so
Mm,
because our inventory is so vast and we have all different types of ranges, we kind of capture a lot of people. So then when there's a lot of people at our tables, so to
yeah.
speak, and people want to see, oh, whoa, there's some crazy stuff here. It's not, you know, it's not
Go
like
to the
some of
next
these other
table.
tables. Yeah,
Right, right. Yeah,
yeah,
you skip it. Right.
yeah.
No, that makes sense to me. You mentioned something brief in passing, and I didn't even think about this, but yeah, with Beckett now, just I guess it's official. I haven't heard much until in regards to PSA taking over and whether that's actually going through, but it looks like everything is going through. Did you notice, other than them not doing grading on site, was there anything else that you noticed now that they're under the umbrella of Collectors Inc.?
I mean, there's nobody there for me to talk to ask any questions because we didn't do anything on site there. Even PSA, they were just doing sort of takeaway. They're not doing it there, but because they're in
Mm,
California anyway. I know PSA was set up in the other room. There were like two rooms,
okay.
um, and they were set up over there, and their line was still pretty extremely long because I
Right.
wanted to go over there to just get an auto grade on this Barry Sanders rookie that I got that
Yeah.
was autographed, and I wanted to just get the 10 auto designation because it's already
Hmm.
a 10, but having it a 10-10 I think would be
Sure.
good. But then after looking at what the pricing would be and expedited and all this stuff, I just said forget it. I'll just wait.
Yes, we all heard PSA's backlogged, and I'm not sure if you heard the most recent episode, but Will's a huge fan of PSA now because his
I heard.
latest
I
submission
heard.
came back
From
really
biggest
well.
hater to biggest fan. It's amazing how a couple tens changes his mind.
You know what that means, though. It could go the other way just as quick, right? So,
Except this time it'll take 6 months for him to get his cards back instead of a month and a half.
which is insane. Of course, I mentioned it on the last pod episode. That's the submission. I didn't give any cards, but you're part of that group, so you're
Yeah,
lucky that you got some cards
I'm quite
back.
happy with those. I went 7 for 14, and I already knew
Okay.
some of those would not be tens, but the ones that came back tens was like that's great. I'll take it.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. All right. So, well, speaking of our friend Roy, who did the submission for our group, last episode I was talking to him about the Pokemon card market in 2026 to date, and it looks like the momentum has carried over into the new year because 2025 was white hot. Are you finding the same for the sports card market in general? And just from your experience at the West Coast Card Show, did you see like there's a certain amount of buzz still in the air?
Sports cards still crazy. This show specifically, I think a lot of people were buying.
Huh.
There was no issue with people coming to buy stuff. Everyone like people
Wow.
showcases getting emptied out quite quickly. Even like the Thursday preview night and stuff like that. There's a lot of dealer to dealer stuff.
Mm.
People were buying out. I sold a lot of stuff and traded away a lot of stuff in the first day. Um, and actually, the problem was more trying to replenish things.
Wow.
Whereas the
Okay.
last show I was at in West Coast, I mean, there was so much stuff flowing that I could sell something and then buy a bunch of stuff and literally sell it again or trade
Hmm.
it or like very very quickly.
Yeah.
This time, a lot of people just didn't want to sell certain things because they're like, for instance, if you're talking about
Yeah.
Shohei,
Why?
it's about Shohei.
Okay.
You pull up a comp and you go, here, I'm gonna give you 100% comps.
Yeah.
That I don't want to sell it because next week it's gonna be
Right. It's going to
something
go up.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like so,
That's
what's the
crazy.
number? And
Right.
and some of the numbers I was getting was like crazy. People were like, I want 125%. I want
Wow.
yeah.
That's
So
insane.
so stuff that's like numbered. I mean, like I'm not even talking about like Bowman Chrome autos. I'm talking about
Sec.
tops tops gold, like tops gold pitching,
Right.
tops gold hitting, like the paper ones that were
Mm.
graded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the I remember on the last day, this one guy came. He's like, okay, I saw him. Like, I'm interested. He's
Yeah.
like, the last comp was 5,000, like a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
but I want 6,000. I was like, huh? How does I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
right? And he goes, well, it's going to be that in like a couple weeks. And I said, well,
Oh
okay.
man.
I couldn't really argue because it's not
Right.
like I would have been willing to maybe pay the 5K,
Yeah.
but to build in that thing already
Mm.
is kind of nuts. Now to be fair, there was a comp to support it, and
Mm.
that
Okay.
card doesn't come up in a 10 very often.
Yeah.
But still, how do you build in that price and then like unless you like super believe? It's not that I don't believe. I mean, obviously, Shohei's the face of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his stuff just keeps going up. Like his Bowman Chrome PSA 10 batting is up to 4,500 or something
Yeah.
crazy, and the population's like super high. I mean, even I was looking at comps just to kind of figure out what kind of thing I was going to do for pick one, and I
Mm-hmm.
just gave up on that because the numbers are so different even
Yeah.
within like week to week.
Right.
So you know that's why I don't worry about Shohei stuff. Like any Shohei stuff I have,
Yeah.
if I end up trading it or changing, trading, selling, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and if people don't want to buy it or trade for it at whatever the value is, which I feel like now I'm pretty reasonable. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
you,
matter.
you're like, feel like I'm pretty reasonable at 100% comps. That's
Yeah, and the stuff I have too is like it's not
yeah.
always comparable, right? Because I'll get something that's lower number, lower pop,
Sure.
stuff like that,
Sure.
and go, you know, I don't even have to explain to people. I
Right.
go, buddy, if you don't want it, it's fine, you know. And then he'll come to me like a month from now, and goes, yo, DC, I want this card now. I go, yeah, it's like 20% increase, 25% increase, 100% increase.
Yeah. I know that. I mean, Otani's Otani, but how about the other cards? Is it kind of similar in that sense where, obviously not to the extent of Otani cards, but are you noticing that vendors or sellers are negotiating harder now? You know what I mean?
They are negotiating harder. I mean, and this has been a trend for a while, partly because of the whole repacker thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I deal with repackers too because sometimes when I go to a show, it's like I don't have enough. Well, I bring funds with me, but if all of a sudden I can get into something bigger by just like mass dumping some stuff,
Liquidating,
like
right?
liquid
Yeah,
liquid stuff. I mean, it's good stuff, but if
yeah.
they're gonna pay like 90% or like 90 something percent,
Mm-hmm.
then go ahead, right? It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
quick flip. I'm just gonna compound my cash, my buying ability, and then save up for something that I like really really want. And like I think that's what it is now. When I want something, I'll end up paying. It's not even about numbers anymore. Like where it's like, oh, I got this for like 80% comps or 85% comps, because some of the stuff that I'm getting is really not comparable, so to speak. Because I'm trying to find stuff that people don't have, so I can kind of
mm.
dictate the price later myself.
Yeah. It definitely gets tricky when it's like really low numbered for sure. And you brought up repackers, and I know we talked about it in previous episodes too. Is that still a thing? Like, do you see the presence of repackers still at shows? And is there anything else you notice at shows that it's a little bit different this time around, or you see like something growing at these shows, whether they're a certain kind of seller or anything else like that?
So repackers are still there. I would
Okay.
say most of the time the repackers try to get everything done on the preview night.
Okay.
Um,
Mm.
there are some dealers too that are basically trying to pad their own showcases and stuff like that. But a lot of the times it's repackers on the first night, just trying to grab whatever they can before the show starts. Because once the show starts,
Yeah.
them sitting down and try to comp everything when there's more people walking around is a little bit more
Right.
difficult. Some
It's
of these
hard.
guys, like, they're smart. Like, we'll set up an appointment even before the show starts in the hotel, and we'll kind of here before
Mm.
we go. Here's some stuff. Like, there's always a couple guys that I deal with right
Yeah.
when we get there.
Okay.
So it's good. But definitely the trend seems to be it's a lot harder to buy more stuff later on.
Interesting.
I guess like I haven't bought any large collections. Like sometimes people come to me and they go, here's all my slabs, and then I'll kind of cherry pick the ones I want, but then I'll pay stronger on them
Hmm.
versus someone coming to me with like Eli's, I don't know, he's really good at attracting those kind of people, but someone will come with like a container, like a tub, and
Okay.
the tub will have like binders of Star Wars
Mm.
mixed in with like 1960 top set, uh
Interesting.
like Marvel cards. Like he loves that stuff. Like he
Yeah.
subs so much stuff to CGC comics, stuff like that,
Mm.
and he gets all those things. Whereas Martin and I are, we're just trying to focus picking up more goats and stuff. So like we'll
Right.
pick up like Kobe's, Jordans, and stuff like that. And the prices of those have gone up quite a lot. Like
That too.
even since
Yeah.
from last year to this year, even from the last 3 months, it's quite crazy what the pricing is of Jordan autos and Kobe autos.
Mm. So goats are still hot.
Goats is always the way to go.
Yeah. But I feel like it's one of those things, right? Like it's the way to go, but it gets higher and higher, and then you're at a
All the
point you're
more
like,
reason to get it now while it goes.
it's goats and Mario Pikachu. Yeah, they just it doesn't come down.
Yeah, I mean, was 18,000 to 28,000 in a couple of
Which
months or
is
whatever.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on, but when you were telling me about the Otani comps and people wanting 125%, that's kind of like the Pokemon market and those more rare Pokemon cards. So I guess that's just where we are now in the hobby, right? Like that's why it's so hot.
Definitely, I find the sellers. I mean, the people that are coming to the table that are not set up as dealers.
Yeah.
When they come to the table, it's not where before where people just say, okay, I need some cash, and let me just clear you out kind of thing.
Mm,
Um, Obviously, there are some people that are, they're happy to be making a certain margin because, oh, these are Pokemon I found in my house from like 1999 when I was blah 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 blah,
right.
and they're taking like, I don't know, like 400-500% profit, and just happy with it to get it out of the house and not deal with it. And then there's other people who are just like, well, I think it's going to go up again,
Hmm.
so I want this. I go, well, if that's the case, you need to retail it out, and you still need to locate the person that's willing to pay that. Otherwise, you're just going to keep holding on to it every time the price goes up and not sell it. You're just going to
Right.
have the cardboard. So you can't have it both ways, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's seller's remorse sometimes. If we all talked about the cards that we sold too soon or whatever,
Yeah.
we all have stories like this. But at the end of the day, my question is, what did you do with the money you had at the time? Because if you didn't spend it or bought
Hmm.
something else, then that's just foolish, right? Because you lose already just from inflation. But if you
Yes.
took that money and you reinvested it over and over and over again, then would you not have, done well?
Mm. Yeah, we're learning lots here. I hope people are paying attention. But you made me think of another question. In terms of people trying to sell or set up at shows, even are they primarily store owners or people that have been in the hobby for a while, or do you see like new collectors like trying their hand at vending? Right?
In
Do you see a different mix or
in the US, it's hard for me to tell because I'm not from there, so I'm not as familiar with,
fair?
who owns a store or whatever. I mean, I do see a lot of the same people
Okay.
from show to show, not only within West Coast. I mean, just in the US in general, there's certain people that are just buyers all the time. A
I
lot
see.
of social media influencers and stuff like that you'll see too.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say from local shows like in Toronto and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I'll see people that are definitely who are new and are not dealers. You
Mm.
can already tell by just the way they interact with people. It's not dealerish. I don't know how to.
Well,
it,
you tell me what's dealerish. I'm
well, I
intrigued.
think the thing is like everyone now, like even when you look on Facebook, when people post like, oh, I'm only paying X percentage, I'll pay X percentage because everybody thinks like, oh, as a dealer, you're buying stuff so you can resell it or make
Yeah.
make whatever the arbitrage is. Um, so I think a lot of people try to do this, but the problem is, well, I think this is just sales in general. If you're not a good salesperson, it's harder for you to sell something
Right. Sure.
unless you have something, unless you have a product that is so good and is priced correctly that someone else will pay. The
Hmm.
thing is with a lot of these new guys is that they just think it's easy where you can just put all your cards out and someone will buy them.
Hmm.
But if you have stuff that people don't want, people aren't going to buy it, right?
Right.
Also, the fact of the matter is if you have, say, you have two showcases, but you only have like one or two key cards.
Hmm.
Part of the problem is people may see the majority of the cards, which are not useful to,
Not
the
what they
greater
want.
population.
Yeah.
They may not see those key cards, but the
Mm.
fact of the matter is like the dealer has paid, or the fake dealer has kind of paid for the wannabe dealer has kind
Yeah.
of paid for a table to sell their stuff, but there's still a break even point.
Right.
And I think too the people that are not doing it all the time or regularly are so attached to the card that they may or may
Mm.
not sell it unless
Sure.
someone egregiously overpays.
Right.
So
Right.
I think the mentality is very different.
Yeah.
There are That's why there's people that go to shows that set up as shows, and there's why there's people that walk the show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's people that walk the show specifically that are sharks that are just
Hmm.
looking for things, um,
Right.
and are able to locate something like that. But I will tell you specifically the show, Martin and I, there was this guy who was not set up, but he
Hmm.
had like really, really nice stuff. So we're super excited. He's like all Kobe stuff, all Jordan stuff, like
Yeah.
all like high end, all these different things. But the thing is, so we were excited. We're like, oh, okay, we're gonna go get a bunch of liquid things, right?
Hmm.
Except he would only sell it to us at 100% comps.
I see.
Now, I'm excited because I see the cards. I'm not excited because now I'm like, well, what's the point of me doing this? Unless I'm buying something I'm hoping to hold it for I don't know how long before it
Hmm.
goes up again, or I want it for my PC,
Right.
right? Which I grabbed a couple items,
Hmm.
which I'll show you a couple later. But
Yeah.
there were a couple guys like this, and
Mm.
they're actually getting some of the uh, collectors that want to buy,
Yeah.
because that's sort of what we're doing. Like when we retail out something, is we're looking for a specific buyer, the buyer that's going to pay the max money for something that we've located. And I always treat it like this when I talk about
Hmm.
vintage.
Yeah.
Is like a lot of times like I might be on the higher end of the spectrum when I use comps to post a number on a card, but
Hmm.
I treat it like this where I've already located the nicest looking one, so that's why it's priced higher. And basically, I explain to these people that basically I've done the work for you. You don't have to go find the card, the nicer centering one, the nice colored one,
Right.
the nicer copy. You're just paying me a fee, quote unquote, to
Hmm.
go locate it for you. And
Sure.
I think that particular market is what my niche is, because I have a lot of repeat people coming to me and asking me to locate cards for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's uh, well, one really effective way I think to be a dealer. So yeah, no, and you know what? This is all really good information for me because I'll be setting up at the expo for the first time this coming April. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even have a lot of inventory. Most of my time there will be making content,
Of
which
course.
is where my value is. And you got to, of course, I expect you to come visit our
If I can
booths.
get out of my own booth. Like
Hey, you need
Expo
to
is
eat lunch,
crazy.
right? do you
You
eat?
know
Do you
what?
eat?
We don't even eat lunch a lot of the time when we're there. It's
You guys are
crazy. Like literally,
hardcore,
it's
man.
nonstop, and you might get a chance to go to the bathroom once.
Well, if you do have a quick minute, drop by. But but
Do
no,
you know what section you guys are set up in? Are you set up in the TCG section, or are you going to be set up in a?
I have no idea. Um,
And because you guys are new dealers, you might get stuck in the autograph pavilion room,
Oof. We'll
which is
see.
not great.
I feel like Will is hoping that he paid his dues by setting up at the very corner of the show at the Collector Super Show this past couple weeks now. But I think that's why he got in, because he was vending at that show, and
Okay.
then they just gave him an application, and that's how I got in through Will. So that's just kind of worked out that way. But where we are, have no idea. I guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun regardless, for me anyways. The first time experience. and I was going to ask you, but you kind of gave me a lot of tips already, just in this conversation alone.
Mm-hmm.
But any tips from you in terms of, whether setting up for the first time? I know Will gave his tips based on his recent experience, but for you already mentioned a couple. Any other tips that I should be aware of, or any first time vendor should be aware of, to have a good weekend setting up at a show?
You should price all your cards.
Like sticker it and just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know some dealers do this, and this is like a pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
They don't price their card because they want someone to offer on something. But the problem is, if you have no reference point,
Yeah.
you lose out on a lot of people, and you actually piss a lot of people off. Because what will happen is, if you don't know, if you're not prepared and you didn't price your stuff, what do you end up doing? Oh, let me look up the comp while the person is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a bad scenario. Like if you price, say, 90% of your cards and 10% are not priced, most of the time it's because your inventory is either being shuffled, or those cards are like make an offer kind of cards. But you can't have a make an offer on every single card.
Gotcha. Yeah. I agree, because I don't, as a buyer or as a potential buyer, I hate stalls where there's no price. I kind of...
Sure. How do you even start the conversation? He's like, so how much is that? Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
What are you offering?
Yeah, and that's not the way it should work. I think that's a terrible way to try to do business. That being said, if you price your cards, don't price them ridiculously high too, because what will happen is that people will see the price. Like whenever I look at something and I see the price, I'll look at like a card that's like comped all the time, like a very common card.
Yeah.
So if the price is so off, I might look at one more card just to see if that's a trend. And if that trend is there, I just stop looking at that case.
Yes. Great advice. You just assume everything else is overpriced too.
Yeah. I think that's bad. Now, on the flip side, if it's a dealer that just never changed the pricing from show to show, that could be a way for you to get a deal on something too.
Right.
But I'm just saying, more often than not, I mean, this seems to be a trend where people are priced 25 to 100% over what a comp is. And it's difficult because some people are just really set on their ways and really, really stubborn. I find those people are just harder to deal with. I mean, the reason why I do well is because, I feel I'm pretty reasonable. And then if there's something that, you come see and, you show me, DC, your number's a little off here. Can we work on something? Then like I'm open to the suggestion. It's just sometimes like, if I don't want to sell it, then I just won't sell it. But I'll say it in a nice way. I'm like, hey, I appreciate you. I think this one I'll just hold off on. But I think some people are just really, really bad when it comes to that.
When it comes to communicating.
Communication is key.
I agree.
Is key. And that's the first thing. I think one thing that Will said made a lot of sense was that you can't really judge a person by the way they look or some of the cards. Like people can come and I talk to everyone. Doesn't matter if I think a deal is going to happen or not.
Right.
It's more of just making a conversation. We're all part of the hobby, and we all have
Yeah.
similar interests. So talking about it is great. I think interaction. I mean, even with kids, like I interact with kids too. Just like talk about different stuff. The
Yeah.
only kids I don't really like are the ones that are doing trade up challenges that they come and I go, bro, you
Yeah.
were here like 5 minutes ago. You don't remember. Like I feel like I'm just a face.
Right. Right.
I don't think. First of all, you're offering me the same card. Secondly, I already told you I don't think this is gonna work out for us. But you were literally here like 5 minutes ago, and you don't remember.
Hey, you know what? Some of these kids just have ADHD. Okay. This is.
But then there's some that I can really respect. Like you can see the hustle, which is great. But then there's something different when you're bringing me like a common and trying to get like a slab, or like I remember I used to have those slab boxes in the front.
Yeah.
This kid bought a card from me and tried to sell it back to me. I was like, you still have the sticker on it. This is my card.
Yeah, he had no clue.
Yeah, so that those are kind of funny. The mat thing that the comfort mats that we're talking about, those work.
They do, eh?
Yeah, and especially if you're standing a lot,
definitely
makes a big difference. Like the Dolly's booth always has those mats.
That's, you know what? I'm gonna look for anti-fatigue mats. Nice.
Yeah. So that's a big deal because walking on concrete the whole time, you're gonna feel it.
Well, one more question then. In terms of, because I was there for 6 hours at the Collector Super Show, and I was able to rest at Will's booth every once in a while. I brought my kid, and so he loved it. And I was joking on that episode that his favorite part was just hanging out at the booth, just sitting and resting a little bit. But I was like exhausted, and to do that for multiple days, like what is the trick, or is there anything you could do to prepare? Do you have to work out in advance, or I know you work out, so like, do I have to do this, or what's the trick to like not dying after each day of the show?
Definitely getting good night's sleep. Like, I mean, we try not to stay out super late anymore, because like the days usually start for us at like we would get up at say 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and then get ready to get to the show. Each show is different, right? So we would set up earlier so that we can walk around and look at stuff. But I'd say at least get 6-7 hours, because it is draining.
Yeah.
Always have water. Like we always bring like a case of water into the booth, and then you got to stay hydrated because you're talking a lot.
Right.
Big deal.
Yeah.
I find a lot of times we don't eat. Like we're so focused on doing everything else that sometimes we don't eat, which is bad.
You're saying,
and different venues allow you to do different stuff. Like this particular venue, the one in Ontario, they don't let you bring food inside.
Oh, they don't.
You have to eat the food from their vendors,
right?
And everyone was allowed to bring one bottle of water inside, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
But the other shows seem to be like pretty good when it comes to food vendor and stuff like that. Maybe that's part of the deal that they made with the venue, that they can generate income this way too. But I would say, have a protein bar, be ready. It's like it can get draining, but honestly, when you're in the middle of it, the time flies.
Adrenaline and everything else.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And, we'll have to have you back on, obviously, again. But I'm pretty sure I'll be attending the Anaheim show at West Coast Card Show this summer. So cool. we'll definitely keep in touch. And I'll ask you questions on what can I do to prepare as a person that's just walking around and looking for deals. I'm sure on the other side of the table. So
for sure.
This year's going to be a lot of fun. I'm doing things for the first time. I think I'm going to start a series on my 5 Card Guys YouTube channel, like things I'm start doing for the first time in the hobby, and then just kind of seeing how it goes. But
you come meet with us again.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to I always enjoy connecting with people from Toronto elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? It's just feels like home away from home when you're with that community. So absolutely. But Thanks for sharing everything. You're not done sharing because our next segment that we'll go to right now is show and tell. So, loyal listeners to the pod will know whenever you're on DC, I always have this segment because you bring back something cool to see, or you made some really awesome deals, and I love to hear the story behind some of those deals. Sure. So yeah, take it away. What kind of cards did you pick up on this most recent trip, and where's it at?
So first of all, I would say some of the cards that I got, they didn't come back with me because they got sent to BGS right away. Either they get graded or subgraded and stuff like that. I'm sure you'll show some of these because I sent you the photos.
Yep.
But
so you dropped it off at BGS while you're at the show, and then you left?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So this way, I can try to get some of these back before the national without paying like the 1 day turnaround kind of stuff. I mean, the next show I'm doing in the US is not until July, which is the Anaheim show, West Coast Card Show in Anaheim. I mean, I'm in between. We're doing Edmonton, Toronto, and Montreal. The Montreal Expos. So, I think those are going to be more probably buying shows, whereas we'll try to get more inventory just to get bigger cards and go out and trade them and stuff like that. But definitely there were a lot of really, really good cards that I got at this show.
Okay.
But as I said, some of the cards that I got before, they moved very, very quickly here. Like the black label stuff, like I had that P. Crow Armstrong refractor black label. That one moved the first day. And I had the Aaron Judge black label. That the Prism, the Topps Chrome Prism black label, which moved. So it was great. There's a lot of different stuff. I also gave my Ronald Acuna gold, Topps Chrome gold black label to Alt. And right now it's currently on auction because they have the Topps Chrome Superfractor. So
of Acuna.
Yeah. So the guy came by and he saw him in the booth in the case and he goes, "Hey, you know what? I was chatting with those guys already because every time they come see me, they see some stuff." And he was like, "Hey, this would pair well with the Superfractor, which we have. Right. So I'll do some cross marketing." So right now they started doing some marketing. I posted in my story. Alt did a small little like a video thing marketing both cards. So we find out in a couple of days how that goes. I mean, it's different. So
you never consigned with Alt before?
No, only with Golden. But my luck with Golden is very interesting. Every time I put up Ohtani stuff, the guy gets injured the day before the auction ends. Both times.
No way.
But to be fair, I was also sold that, got rid of that Wander Superfractor. Had a good time. So, you get some, you win some, you lose some. But
sure.
At the end of the day, still okay. But yeah, so I'll just go through what stuff, and I guess if you want to mention the things that didn't get make it back. But anyway, here. So here's the first one. This is for Will.
Who's that?
It's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Steamboat, yeah, nice.
On-card auto. I was very adamant about having the on-card auto. I mean, this is my favorite wrestler when I was a kid. My brother and I used to watch a lot of WWF back then.
I love Ricky.
Yeah. So that was amazing. His penmanship is actually really nice too.
That's for the more. Yeah, no, so that's for the PC.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. I don't think I can. I think I can. I mean, I paid $25 for it, so it didn't matter what the cost was. But actually, I was quite happy with that. So then I did a deal. Like I acquired a Hank Aaron rookie. It was SGC 3, I think it was.
Okay.
And basically, at the end of the show, this one guy came and I got a couple things from him. First of all, it was a Jose Ramirez Topps Chrome Black refractor auto. So it's out of 100. Yeah. So I got that from him for a pretty good deal. And then I ended up trading that just just last week on Veriswap. I
Hmm.
traded it and with a Boba orange mini and Anthony Edwards hoops, and I
Okay.
got a
Interesting.
Clayton Kershaw rookie X Factor auto BGS 9, and
Wow.
that's a crazy card.
Okay.
And because we're doing a lot of shows in LA, I mean I'm targeting LA cards, like LA
Yeah.
players, Yamamoto, Otani,
Hmm.
Kobe, LeBron. Like
Right. Sure.
those are really really good cards to have. But that guy's a lock for a Hall of Fame,
Hmm.
and the pop is very very low on that card.
The X
So
Factor is Bowman.
yeah, Bowman X Factor
Bowman Chrome.
rookie, Bowman first.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love it.
so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
See if I can bump that to a 9.5.
Of course, you gotta have at least one crack candidate
Of course, there's
and
always
resub.
value.
Yeah.
So at the end, this guy had some other stuff which I'm going to show you. It's raw.
Okay.
So I liked it first. I go, oh, I'm interested in this stuff, but he was really adamant he would only trade. He wouldn't sell it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I said, okay. So I pulled out a bunch of stuff, and we came to a deal. So I feel like I got a lot of value, but especially after because they're raw. When these are
Yeah.
graded, these can be something. So
So he only had raw cards on him.
no, he had some graded stuff, but I mean these are specifically 90s
Oh, I see.
inserts
Okay.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
the first one is Larry Johnson
Yeah.
credentials,
Right.
which is it's a crazy card. Um, it's numbered. All these numbered inserts from the 90s like can be really really good because they're all
Yeah.
low pop.
Yeah.
Um, but I think as a PSA 10 is like 900,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. It's a good
Uh,
play.
there's EX Century Jordan,
Okay.
very
Wow.
cool.
Looks clean.
Yeah, I mean, I can like I said, I've always told you guys I can see centering and I can see if there's a crease, but I
Yeah.
have no idea about everything else. So like I take shots, and
Yeah.
if it works, it works, right? So I
Yeah.
got not one, I got two.
From the same guy?
Yeah, Jordan,
Oh,
same
wow.
guy.
Okay.
So these are all from the same guy.
Excellent.
I got this Kobe refractor.
Okay.
It's nice. It's from 2000 something,
Yeah.
but it's nice. And then I got this one is pretty cool. Another Kobe Topps
Wow.
gold label.
I
Yeah,
love seeing these old cards. Yeah.
me too. So
Inserts.
I mean, like regardless, once I slab them, they're still going to be good, but they're going to be worth more than what I got them raw. So
Right.
instantly, already just trade value wise, I'm going to be up top.
Hmm.
Just how
That's
much on top? This is a very cool card, which I'd never seen until then. It's a Topps Chrome insert, but of the 84 star Jordan.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So it's like
Interesting.
shiny.
Yeah.
The funny
That's
part
cool.
is it's off center like it's an original paper one.
They purposely did a. Yeah.
That's the first thing I said. I go, what is this?
So how is a grading company supposed to do this? Like it's supposed to be like that. So do we give it a nice centering grade or?
I have no idea. But again, because I think the card is just like super rare,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But this was the centerpiece of that lot. This is
Wow.
a
Michael Jordan,
So
Topps
Michael Jordan
finest.
Topps finest. But the one behind this is it's a no protector, like there's no coating, but it's
Yeah.
a double-sided refractor. So it's like
Double-sided refractor. Okay.
so it's a refractor on this side, but if
Yeah.
you look at the back,
Yeah.
it's also a refractor. So
That's crazy.
as a PSA 9, they're
Mhm.
like 3,000.
Wow.
Yeah. As a BGS 9.5, maybe 4K. So just that card alone,
Yeah.
right? Oh, and I got a numbered LeBron PSA 10 out of like Revolution or something,
Mm-hmm.
It's out of 100, and also a Curry out of 100 PSA 10,
Steph
which I
Curry.
didn't
Wow.
show them, but I mean, I got those. So that was like one of the I think that was the last deal I did before the show ended. So that was
Okay.
kind of cool.
I'm wondering, like, do you notice at the West Coast Card Show, like these kind of cards are more likely to appear in shows like this versus anywhere else?
I mean,
Or were you lucky, you think?
I think I might have been lucky. I mean, there's certain vendors that's like specialize in like 90s
Oh.
90s inserts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So definitely that market is crazy. If you see some of these inserts, like these Jordan inserts or Kobe inserts, when they're tens, the
Yeah.
price is like stupid. Like think about like Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin'
Right.
Go Nuts. Sorry, Go Nuts, not donuts. But
Yeah.
Dunkin' Go Nuts, like the Jordan, the Kobe,
Mm-hmm.
like crazy numbers,
That's true. Yeah.
right? Or like those Jordan inserts, like Rock Man, and like Rain, and like all these Rain Man, like all these different ones from the 90s. When you get them as tens, they're crazy. East West, that Kobe Jordan one,
Love that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to delve a little bit into there. Actually, this is a segue into one of the cards that I bought at 100% comp.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Jordan insert. It was a BGS 95. It was called Jordan Smooth.
Okay. I've never
Smooth
heard of
or
it.
Smooth. I don't remember what it was. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
But I got it just because I figured there'd be someone that would want that card. And
Mm-hmm.
that guy that I did this deal with, he wanted that card badly.
Mm-hmm.
So that opened up the first deal to get that Jose Ramirez. And then
Right.
that opened up this whole thing for this. So in fact, even though I did pay like full comp on that,
Mm-hmm.
it was worth it
Yeah.
just so I can open up and make another deal with somebody else. So sometimes when I acquire something,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to, you know, profit on that particular card,
Yeah.
but it can be utilized as a vehicle to help me get something bigger somewhere else. Because if
Great tip.
I won't make it up there, I'll make it up somewhere else.
That's a great tip. Yeah. And I think a lot more people need to hear that because, we're so transactional, like just on that one deal. And if you can't profit off of it, then you give up on it so easily. But if you could think a couple steps ahead, like you've laid out here in this example, that's how you can get back some really good cards. So yeah, that's great advice. And even seeing some of those cards, like, gets me excited about the hobby because there's one thing you mentioned with alt and with VeriSwap. Like as the hobby grows, there's so many more options to
Mm-hmm.
deal cards, like different ways you could get rid of cards, different ways you can acquire cards,
Yep.
card shows, and so like the more options, the better at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And different kind of cards that you kind of would never see when you see them in person. That's kind of a cool find. It's like finding a treasure in that sense.
For sure. And I think people also have to realize that for you to get something good, you have to give up something good too.
Right.
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 And like even though it makes it difficult for you to give up something that you work like super hard for. I mean, I would say last year when I had to, my 33 Gaudi Ruth, the
Mm,
49 Bowman Jackie, and the Hank Aaron that I had, all
yeah.
those had to get part of a deal to get that Willie Mays sixth,
Right. Right. Yeah.
right? And like I didn't want to give those up, but that was the only way that you could continually upgrade
Sure.
into something bigger, right?
Excellent point.
So this card I got again from the guy that I got the Jordan stuff from, where I
Hmm.
pretty much paid comps on. So
Ooh, the
this
Larry.
card is super cool.
What grade?
It's kind of hard. It's a 5,
Okay.
but the auto 10, all
So
three autos.
it's for the podcast. It's the Larry Bird, the Magic Johnson, and Dr. J card. Obviously, the rookies for Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, all IP auto, and you just like you just mentioned, all it got an auto 10 for the three.
So the thing what I like about this is that the pen that they use, it's
Yeah.
a thin pen. A lot
Okay.
of the copies you see online are the thick, like the
Thick
fat
blue.
marker.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not as clean as this. I mean, this is the reason why I paid like super strong for this card,
Hmm.
because when you look at the pricing on the comps, they range a little bit.
Sure.
And the thing is that these ones with the thinner auto, I feel, are more. You get more.
Right.
So
Wow. Okay.
so
Yeah. I
I
didn't
mean
even think
that was
about
a
that.
really big card, and I really like it. Plus having the card grade on it is I think very important, because you can see people just get authentic 10 versions,
Right.
but the card is not as nice. So, this
You,
this is a big card for me.
you prefer the number on the card rather than the authentic label.
Yeah, I think when it comes to vintage, people want to know what that grade is. That's where you get a lot of
Oh,
the
I see.
value,
Yeah.
because like an authentic 10 could be like, it could be a PSA 1, it could be an altered card, right? But
Sure.
the auto grade itself can be a 10. I think that's what some people do,
Yeah.
just because aesthetically it looks nicer. Auto 10, I've done it before too. Like if I had like a Kobe that was like a 7,
Hmm.
like before, I've just done just auto 10s,
Right.
right? But I find the trend seems to be that people would prefer to have the grade as well, even if the
Mm.
grade is not amazing.
Super high. Right. Right.
Yeah, but specifically for vintage, you'll
That makes
see,
sense to me. Yeah.
yeah, you'll see that people that have a number grade assigned to the card
Mm.
with the auto 10, it's a huge difference in price.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it makes sense to me when you think about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this was a LeBron Topps Chrome PSA 10.
This rookie card. Yeah.
So
Classic.
basically,
Iconic.
like I was saying before, like I have sometimes people ask me to go source out a card for them,
Hmm.
stuff like that. This was a card that someone asked me to source um, last expo. Now the crazy part is
Okay.
last expo I actually had this card, and the
Okay.
guy came and he's like, "Oh, let me think about it," and he came back, and then I had already traded it,
Yeah. Yeah.
for something and cash, like actually a PSA 9 LeBron and cash.
Right.
He came back. He goes, "Oh my god, I would have given you." I'm like, "Hey, I offered you something already. You could
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
taken it." And did you snooze, you lose sometimes, right? It just happens that
Hmm.
way. And the thing is, certain cards you can know, like if you scan a room, you'll know that what other people are selling it for if they have it, but
Yeah.
you'll also know that no one else will have it. Like literally at this card show, I went to every booth.
Yeah.
This was the only vendor that had a LeBron 10. Everyone had
Mm.
LeBron 9.5s or refractor 10s, but not Topps Chrome base 10s.
Base 10. Right.
So I was like super happy to find this um, for the guy, and
Yeah.
hopefully we work out something in a deal. Should be, but if
Hmm.
not, I mean, either way, this card has gone up a lot in the last month. This card has
Has
gone
it?
up
Wow.
quite a bit. I mean, at the expo, they were just above 10K, like 10,500 CAD.
Hmm.
Uh, the last ones in the last week have ranged between 11.5 and 13,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I
It's
mean,
rebounded nicely. Wow.
yeah. So this is like a card where you don't really worry about. I mean, like everyone can argue it's Jordan versus LeBron or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's still like a liquid card,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
right? So not worry about that. Got another 52 Bowman Mantle. Really nice copy. It's a PSA 5.
Nice. Yeah.
So centering is really good. Color is really good. Again, I pay super strong on this card, but it's also a card I will have no issue moving at any point,
Mm.
whether or not it goes into a bigger card or like a higher grade mantle,
Yeah.
or I use it just as trade for something bigger, then it's still worth it. But it's a card that, again, knock on wood, really can't go wrong with.
Speaking of which, how is the vintage card market these days?
Vintage seems to have been going up quite a bit. Um,
Mm.
just looking at, for instance, I reference a couple cards that I've owned before, and I see what the price difference is now.
Yeah.
Um, like even the Gaudi Ruth that I
That you had.
had
Yeah.
at the time was maybe 50, I don't know, 14 or 15K US.
Hmm.
Now it's closer to 18, 19K.
Okay.
It's only been less than 6 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, plus also the things that are in the media, like you talk about, the big thing with the Honus Wagner,
Yeah.
that brings up a lot of stuff. And then, as a side thing, people were talking about mantles and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That kind of stuff just they're not making it anymore. So when you get a nice copy,
Yeah.
and the people that are continually to joining the hobby, that
Hmm.
these are things that they want, so they'll end up paying for them.
I need to get at least one nice vintage card this year. That's one of my goals.
You
But
said that last time.
why you gotta keep me accountable?
You
That's-
gotta keep each other accountable. That's the only way.
yeah, it's
That's the
true.
only
It's
way it
true.
should be.
This is the year, bro. This is the year. Maybe at the national, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
There's one
no,
more.
that's
There's one
good.
more.
Okay,
So
let's see
I
it.
was saying like you have to give up some big pieces to get other big pieces.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
So that maze that I had
The
acquired
rookie.
last year, the 51 maze PSA 6,
Mm-hmm.
I traded it for this
Wow.
Jordan on card auto Bulls uniform 9510 and some cash to offset.
Okay.
So
It's the SP authentic, is it?
yeah, it's SP authentic.
Yeah.
It's my first Bulls on card auto. I've owned a Bulls sticker auto before,
Mm.
but this is a beautiful copy.
Wow. Nice grade and everything.
Yeah, and the reason why I made this trade is it's not like I didn't love the maze. I love that maze. That maze was like my best vintage card that I ever owned.
Mm-hmm.
But going to the national, I'm already planning ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, Jordan stuff goes at like ridiculous numbers
At the
there.
national.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm taking that to the national, and I will probably do like a combo trade in cash or something. But I think that I can get upwards to 35 to 40,000.
What? In value. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think stuff you can't go wrong with is Jordan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even at the show, like the stuff I didn't get to show you, like it went somewhere. Like I picked up a Jordan SGC6, which my buddy he asked me for. He's always been
Okay.
looking for a Jordan. So like sometimes when I go to the shows, I go, okay, let me source one. Let me source one. So I grabbed that for him, and he's like
Mm-hmm.
super happy. And then I also picked up a BGS8,
Mm-hmm.
which is odd because I've never seen something without subs before. I don't understand why there were no subs on this BGS8. So I
Yeah.
sent it to BGS to get subs. Now, I think the centering looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If it's at least a centering 9, that's going to be golden. But I also take a chance that maybe they bump up
Bump
one of
it.
the half grades.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes back an 8.5. But even as an 8, having the subgrades, I got a pretty good deal on this because my argument was like, there's no subs,
Hmm.
right? And I'm
Right.
just basically going off eye appeal, but I got a good deal on that card. So
Yeah.
either way, I'm going to do fine.
Excellent. I can't wait to see what that comes back as. Now I'm really curious.
I have a bunch of raw cards that'll come back. I think they'll be pretty good. So pretty excited about those. I mean the other card that I picked up during the trade night was that Aaron Judge All Rise, the alter
Mm-hmm.
egos.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah,
Yeah. I interviewed the artist.
yeah.
It's so hard to find.
Oh,
Like
they're
it's
impossible to get. So
SPs for sure.
I mean the raw card, the last one was 3,500
That's crazy.
for
It's good.
raw.
I know. I want one.
Well, you might be able to have this one later.
So you sent it for grading that
Yeah,
card?
yeah,
Okay.
that one. Plus, I showed you off air those illustrator cards I got of Otani and Judge.
Right.
Those are
Yeah.
also case hits. Those are crazy.
Mhm.
I actually got those in Dallas, at a local card shop. So,
Nice.
there's definitely when we go to different cities, we find random spots sometimes, and we were able to find things. So those are great. So super
Yeah.
happy. I think the other card I got at the trade night was that Nick Kurtz Topps Chrome Purple, but it's a BGS 10 Pop One.
Oh, okay.
So see if I can get lucky and change that to a black label. If
Yeah,
not, it doesn't matter because like as a BGS 10 is a Pop One, but those are very very difficult to gem.
I'm sure.
There's
Good
that,
luck
and
to
I
you on
think the
that.
last thing is that Kobe got the Kobe rookie refractor, Bowman rookie refractor, which is nice.
The Kobe Bowman rookie refractor. Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, like, I sent you the photos. You can take a look. But
I'll pop it up, yeah, once I put it this clip on YouTube. But yeah,
sure.
excellent pickups, man, and always have a good time seeing what you pick up, and it gets me excited for the next show because
Yeah.
you're always about looking to collect more cards. That's what we do, right? So
Always.
thank you so much for that, and let's we could wrap up this episode with our regular weekly segment we call Pick One. And I usually always let the guest go first, guest host go first. And I know off air you're saying you're having a bit of a difficult time, and I was telling you you're overthinking it. But now you said you have one, so let's hear it. I'm excited for it.
So sticking on the Jordan theme, I was just looking at some comps at some cards that I would love to have. I just don't know if I'll end up getting
Okay.
it. So they both hover around 45,000.
Ooh, okay.
So
High-end.
would you rather have a
Yeah.
86 Fleer Jordan
Mhm.
95 True Gem, BGS 95 True Gem,
Yeah.
or a PSA 4 84 Star Jordan?
Oh man, I don't know the Jordan market that well, and like the nuances between star rookie versus a Fleer rookie. So I'm going with my gut and personal preference, obviously, right? My gut is saying it's the Fleer. It's just the iconic card. This I would be happy with having that, and especially with the BGS 95 True Gem. I'm a I'm a BGS fan, fanboy for BGS still.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy for me knowing like other people are probably yelling at the things like, well, I can't believe you chose that over the star rookie, which is a real rookie, and it doesn't matter if it's a PSA 4. I can hear it already. Okay, guys, but I am going with my gut, my personal preference. I would love to have a Fleer 1986 Fleer rookie of Jordan one day, and BGS 95 cherry on top. So yeah, that's my pick. What's yours?
I thought I felt pretty good about this pick one after figuring out, because I was struggling to make a decision myself.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with me and sticking to the whole aesthetic, the way the card looks, being a 9.5, it like the centering is a big deal to me. I think it looks great. I mean, if you're talking about PC, I'm definitely picking the 86 Fleer.
Okay, yeah.
But if you were talking about from an investment standpoint, the trajectory of that Star Jordan just keeps going up and up in value.
Is that right? I haven't been keeping track. So yeah, interesting to hear that.
So I mean, that being said, I feel like I'm young here, like when I give you both sides of the story. And, but I feel that if it was for PC, definitely I would keep the Fleer. But if it was like an investment play, I would take the Star Jordan. And then I would buy a Fleer one later.
I'm seeing the card ladder comp. You're right. It's just going up and to the right.
Yeah, it's crazy for that card specifically, and it seems like the population is starting to increase a little bit. I think a lot of people are just digging these up in the last couple years.
Okay.
But if you look, there was that BGS 6.5 that is also around 40K or something around it, but it's less than the 4.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's
okay.
Tough call, but. Yeah, if I can buy that card later, if I can buy the Fleer later after selling the 101 and have like an extra 20K or something, that's a no-brainer to me.
I like it. I'm sticking with the BGS 95 Fleer though, because it's my PC, and that's what I'm doing. But good one. I like that one. All right, mine is I kind of teased it to you off air, but it's Otani again.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a general one because I know you said your issue was like trying to comp out things that are similar in price, but I'm like, you could just choose general. You know, you don't have to be specific with the comp. So my pick one is general. So like, would you rather have a 2019 Otani autograph card? Okay, and I picked 2019 because you got to consider it's a non-rookie year, it's a year after, but his autographs are his rookie, the way he signed it when he was a rookie. A lot of those 2019. Okay, so that's one side. On the other side, 2024 autograph card of Otani, first year as a Dodger. Which one would you rather have? What's that sound for?
I know, because I own some of these cards.
Okay.
So these are all both on-card autos.
Yeah.
And like everything the same, like they're numbered or not numbered the same.
Yeah, just let's say the comps are the same in terms of value too. But what would you think? You know, you rather hold on to? You know what I mean?
What's the image?
It's similar, both batting.
Both batting.
Yeah. But one's in a Dodgers uniform, the other's in an Angels.
I hate the Dodgers.
The Dodge. I mean, let's as
No
Toronto
bias
guys,
because we're from Toronto, but
and the autograph is obviously different for the Dodgers uniform.
the autograph
too, right?
to me is a big deal.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna go with the 2019.
2019. Yeah. I why I asked this because I want an Otani auto. I said earlier I'm gonna pick up a vintage card. I also want to pick up Otani auto, but I don't know if two of them is possible with my budget. So whatever comes first, whatever the better deal is, I'm gonna choose. But with the Otani specifically, I'm always flipping back and forth. Like the first year as a Dodgers, that's gonna, like, if there's a lot of Dodgers fans out there, you hold on to it for a while, it's gonna do fine. But I do like the 2019 autograph, that first year auto. There's something about it that kind of differentiates it from other Otani autograph
Way
cards.
more complicated. I love it a lot more. I mean, I don't like the new auto. Like that's a third iteration.
That's a third. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So definitely, I like the older auto.
Yeah.
The Dodgers uniform does give him, there's a lot of people that want to collect like first year of that.
Yeah.
But I still think the auto to me is a bigger deal.
All right, I'm gonna focus on 2019 autos now from now on because
you can buy 20. He's got 2020 autos too that have the
some
old
of them
auto.
do. Yes, you're right. You're right.
You might be able to get a little bit cheaper when it's
yes,
a little bit,
should,
but not much cheaper.
Yeah, you know what? You're gonna find if you find a card 2019, 2020, and you find a vendor selling it, expect 125% comps. All right?
Sure. I'll sell you one. I have.
125% comps. Okay. Oh man, things you
it'll
learn.
Do that next week.
Yeah. You can only say that for a few people, and Otani is definitely one of them. But anyway, DC, great to have you on. I always appreciate you, and you're not going to be a stranger, so we'll have you back on soon.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for listening to Cards to the Moon. We'd really appreciate you subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also connect with each of us on Instagram at 5cardguys, or you can follow Hyung at Integrity Sports Cards, or John at TradeU at Recess. You can also check us out at 5cardguys.com. Thanks again, and hope to connect soon.